Hey all, Lodge D Punch Out TV. Hope you're all well on this Tuesday evening. Um, Hope you're all well out there. I quickly want to talk about the moves being made by the promoters, but just take away Turkey Neck, Turkey Alla Shake, because though Turkey Neck has brought together um, Fish Eyes and Fast Eddie, got them working together after a 30-year feud between the families, but just taking Turkey Neck out of the circle for a minute, I just want to know who do you think's the best promoter out there? For me, I have to say the one who's making the most moves at the moment, doing his own thing, is Eddie Hearn, Eddie the Hitman Hearn. Now, I'm not a big fan of any of these promoters. I'm not a big fan of any boxing promoter, to be fair. But I have to give Eddie credit, man. Eddie's busting some moves. You know, he's making good signings, doing his own thing on the zone signing of Jerome Bootsen. He's got Shakur Stevenson. He's other fighters, the Andy Cruz. And just, for me, they're all snakes. Let's not get it twisted. They're all snakes. But for me, Eddie, I was just looking at his schedule on the zone. Got some cracking fights coming up. Boxing's booming again. A couple of weeks ago, my head fell off and I lost the love for it. But looking at the schedule, what's coming up, with the Bataviev and all other fights, we've got some great fights. But like just looking at Eddie's cards, what he's got on the zone, he's got some good fights coming up. I mean, Bricktop, I'm not a fan of Bricktop at all, but Bricktop does all right on his own. But if let's be honest, in my opinion, if it weren't for Turkey Al Sheikh, a lot of Bricktop's fights would just be at the copper box and stuff like that. I'm not saying they'd all be shit, but he's got some good fighters under him, Bricktop. But for me, the one who's working the hardest and bringing the best fights is the Zone and Eddie Hearn. The PBC, that's like someone said at the weekend, is Al Heyman still alive? The PBC it's dire, it's trash. Got a few fighters in the stable. The fighters fight once in the blue moon. They very rarely fight out of the side of the PBC. The PBC's just trash to me. It's shit. It's awful. Bob Arum, the Bob father, he'll go forever. He's like an ever-ready battery, isn't he, Bob Arum? He's been through it all. He's known for blocking fights, not making fights, but when he teamed up with Frank Warren, he did all right. He saved Sky Sports in my eyes, Bob Arum, because Sky Sports boxing under Ben Shalom is absolutely trash. And I'm not being horrible, but I just can't watch Sky Sports boxing. I thought when Eddie Hearn left Sky Sports, Eddie was getting a bit greedy. Everything was getting pay-per-view, pay-per-view, pay-per-view. When Ben Shalom come in, I thought, yeah, maybe he'll turn things around and won't be asking so much for pay-per-views and get some good fights on. And don't get me wrong, he has put on some all right fights. The Savannah Marshall versus Carissa Shield, that was a cracking fight. He's had, Fraser Clark, Fabio Wardley, great fight, absolute brilliant fight. He's done other fights out there, but 80% of Sky Sport boxing under Ben Shalom, I fall asleep or just don't even watch it. And I'm not trying to be horrible, I'm just being serious. But for me, like I say, take out Bricktop and Eddie working together under Turkey Al Sheikh. Day of Reckoning and the 5v5, that was brilliant. Seen some good cards, but just like on his own, Eddie, for me, never thought I'd ever say this, but I actually take my hat off to Eddie Hearn. I do. I take my hat off to him because he's an hard-working dude. He's back and two from America. He's over here. He's signing fights. And he seems to have worked with DAZN. When he first went there, I thought it might be, I wouldn't say the end of him, but I thought he'd go very quiet. You know, he stormed America with the attitude of we're taking over and we're going to conquer America and all this malarkey. And a lot of the Americans didn't like it simply because of his attitude and his arrogance. But I think, I'm not saying I'm right, but I think some Americans are taking to Eddie now. He seems to be making a lot of fighters. You know, he's got that Diego Pacheco, whatever he's called. That was a good fight at the weekend. He's sleazy over this Conor Ben business, but that's a different story. But I do think Eddie Hearn, is, for me, the best promoter out there. He's the hardest working one. And he's the one with DAZN. I know DAZN keep putting the prices up, but for me, if it goes any higher than £30 a month, then I'll scrap it. But for me, there's always boxing on DAZN, and that you can't go wrong. Whether it's an American and I have to tune in the next day to watch it. There's always boxing on DAZN. Not saying it's all the best fights, but the majority of the best fights for me are with Eddie Hearn and DAZN, and I think he is the king of the hill, if I dare say so, in my opinion. But peace out. I'll be back with another video. Couple of days. I definitely will do finish off my from 5 to 1 of best fighters of all time. I was going to do it last week, but I ended up going live. I don't think I'm going to go live this week because I've got my son, but we'll see. Let me know who you think's the best promoter out there. Peace out. Catch you very soon.